build your speaker, not their income. See, when you're speaking, what you're doing essentially is you're trading time for money. So it's still the same kind of thing as if you've got a job, right? So if you're in a position where the only money that you're making is when you are speaking, well, that limits your freedom. And for that matter, it also limits your reach as to your message. And especially as speakers, I assume that the majority of us think that our message is very important. Would you agree with that? Because that message usually comes from something that inspired us. It's something that has transformed us, something that really created a new direction in our life, and it becomes this mission to share it. So it's not just about the money, it's about like the excitement, the passion. It's like, wow, I get to go on top and speak to people, yay! Okay, so you've got all this whole kind of energy and passion and everything else going on with you, and then you get paid for it. But what about when we're not? What about when we're spending time with our kids? Okay, what about when we're taking a vacation and we just want to spend some quality time with our family? Or what about when we've got our pet projects that are also exciting and have nothing to do with speaking? So the idea is that we have value. That's why people pay us to speak, right? So I mean, we already have value. We have a product that essentially is valuable to other people. That product, that foundation of something that will take people from here to there. It's not knowledge. People don't pay speakers for knowledge. They don't pay trainers for knowledge. What they pay you for is for you to bring them from where they are now to where they are going to be. And that place where they're going to be is going to be something that is bigger, better, more productive, more whatever it is that they are looking for. It's not knowledge. You want knowledge? Go to YouTube. It's free. So what we have, essentially, is a commodity. Well, we have a unique element of knowledge and wisdom and process and all of this stuff that is going to create that change. Now, as we're speaking on stage, it might be customized, specific to an organization, university, etc. But if we could take that same concept that we have and put it into a automated system where people can access it, where people can basically connect with you, even if you're not there. Not only are you spreading your word, but you're also making more money at the same time. But here's the trick. There is tons of online programs out there, and you can even go to Udemy and get it for $7. So why would you spend all this time and money? Why would you go ahead and start to create something and spend all of this kind of crazy effort to build some kind of online program or any kind of online benefit if nobody's going to buy it? So here's the thing. Our knowledge may not necessarily be unique enough. See, I mean, let's just look at leadership students. I speak on leadership. You speak on leadership. There's thousands of freaking people probably hundreds of thousands of freaking people that are speaking on leadership. Why would they contact you, or why would they contact me? Why would they come and pay something that where even I'm not there to come up with some online program or some online process or something that is going to change their life? Why me? Why not that guy over there? And this is where creating the concept of a blue ocean strategy comes in. Now, blue ocean, let's say, for example, leadership. Well, what's so blue ocean about leadership? Leadership is leadership, right? But here's the thing, right? Let me just give you a case study. Now, in 2005, we had finished the foundational research of a tool that was basically called colored gray. Now basically, this identified the way that people processed information genetically, and it gave insight on how people got clarity. Okay? So we did okay. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was okay. So then we started to put the online system in. We did all these things, everything else. But you know what? In 2017, we did additional research where we went in and because of all the new genetics research, we went ahead and did a lot more research, a lot more stuff. And so instead of looking at another psychometric tool, because there's lots, right? I mean, there's lots. So it differentiated itself because it wasn't personality, all these other things, but it was still another psychometric tool. So what we did in this particular case is we created a problem. Now, first of all, what does this do? Well, number one, it helps team synergy. Is there people that speak on team synergy? Millions of them. Right? Are there tools that help team synergy? Millions. Okay, well, thousands of them at least. Okay? Does what else does it do? It helps in communication. Are there communication tools, communication speakers, communication processes? Thousands of them. Okay? So even though it improves team synergy, even though it improves this concepts of creating teams that are easier to work together, that are have more engagement, all of this stuff, it wasn't unique in that way. It was everybody else was doing the same thing, different processes, different approaches, but it was the same thing. So in 2017, one of the key things was to find something absolutely unique about this and create the system around it. So, first of all, we know what it does, but everybody else is doing the same thing too, right? So you can't focus on just those things. And if you're trying to sell it, it's like, hey dude, bicolored brain, man. Okay? What are people gonna do? They're gonna go like, why? Okay? And people don't want to be sold. But we found that the communication process, how you get clarity, affected how trust breaks down. It was actually one of the root causes of why trust breaks down. Now, of course, you have trust, you improve synergy, you improve all these different things. People are working together, people are communicating better, you've got all these different things, but at the end of the day, it was the root cause. And we're looking around, and there is nothing that deals with root causes. So suddenly here is this opportunity to take something that, well, basically, even though it's unique, it's not that unique because it's still kind of together with all these other things. So now it's like, all right, what is the root cause that breaks down trust? So now we're creating a problem statement that shows, well, okay, is trust important? And you kind of give all the reasons why trust is important and all the different things that if trust breaks down, all the other things breaks down as well, right? So then you have to have a scientific process or something. Now, research is not as hard as it sounds, okay? You don't have to do all the research from scratch. There's tons of research out there already. You just have to cite it, okay? And you go through, you get all this stuff, and you basically put it together. And you can also do your own studies and everything else, but it's not going to be something where it's going to take you years to do. You don't need a genetic sequencer to do genetic research. So we found out, okay, that there was nothing specific to the way that the brain genetically processed information in all of these different journals and scientific journals and everything in neuroscience. So, based on all of this stuff and everything else that we did with, anyway, a whole bunch of other research, okay, we found that because there was nothing else, we were allowed to, more or less, call it whatever we wanted. So we called it the ambiguity relief process. Okay? So now, trust breaks down because the genetic ambiguity relief process, and people have different genetic ambiguity relief processes, and that's why it's breaking down. So now people are going, well, what's this ambiguity relief process? Okay, why is it, trust breaking down? What is the solution? The solution is, dun dun dun, colored brain. So now it becomes, now I'm not selling colored brain, now I'm selling the problem, and I'm selling the root cause of the problem, and I'm showing how this big problem is going to be even worse if you don't solve the root cause. But guess what? There is only one tool that measures and identifies the brain's ambiguity relief process. Colored brain. There's only one. And guess where they have to go to get that? They have to go to these guys, okay? Because they're colored brain certified. We have over 500, almost 500 licensed trainers in 19 different countries. And they have to go to one of them. And if they want to get certified online as a colored brain practitioner so that they can apply this in their own business, or they can apply it in whatever, they can go online and get it. They can get the sales of just that one tool, okay, was exponentially changed after we just changed that one thing. Just that one thing. So, if we're going to create something that is going to attract people, okay, we as individuals, our branding, our ability to speak, all of that basically goes into the package when they hire us to go on stage. But when it's not all together, when it's not the whole package, when you're on video or when you're on a webinar or when you're doing something that is automated, you need something more than just that. And so this is where if you just take whatever it is that you have and you look at it and you look at where you can change it into something that is unique, something that can only be solved by you. How many networking people are there out there? Thousands of networking people. But what makes you different? What makes it like that you are going to do it? What is the problem that most networkers have, that if they just solve that one thing, that one little tiny thing, okay, and then they have this, and you have this very specific process, and you've got infographics, and you've got all these different things that show this process, and then when people want to learn it, what is that? I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Go. I don't want to interrupt your flow. You're in the flow.
Okay. So if we connect with that inner root cause of whatever it is that we're trying to sell, of whatever it is that our mission, our foundation, our passion brings out, then that is going to be the key to successful online business that is not separate from who you are, but it is an extension of who you are. Now, on top of that, this one thing builds your brand. Because as you're out there, you get more famous. Because you're spending money to advertise, which is basically coming back. The average advertising ratio, if you've got a decent product, is about 3 to 1. You spend $1, you get $3 back. And if you are in a situation where that is consistent, then you're building your brand. And guess what? When you build your brand, what happens? Other people want to say, hey, we want you to come and speak. Oh, but now I'm a little bit more famous, so now I get to charge a little bit more. Is that okay? Because I just spent, $50,000 on advertising, so I need to at least get that back. So, within this small scope of what we're trying to achieve, I just wanted to give you an idea that whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you have inside you, all you need to do is just re-look at it. Take a look at what you already have. Turn it into something that only you can provide. Not anybody else. Only you can provide. No matter where they go, they must go to you to solve that problem because that is your thing. And that foundational problem based on some kind of science or research or whatever is your thing. I mean, we worked with one gentleman who, he's a retail trainer. So he was actually working for a shoe chain, training their retail staff. Until he developed the Retail Influence Index. It took him roughly about a week, 2 weeks. 2 weeks to do the research, and then he spent some time with us here, and and this whole thing, he put courses together, everything else, and now he's doing all this training and everything else, plus is making money online, okay? And it's because this Retail Influence Index identifies the ranking of how a retail salesperson is going to be effective compared to the industry. And it's this little formula, and it's got this tables and everything else, and he's got these little questionnaires and everything else. The whole thing is one thing. There's nobody else doing it. But if you want to find out how your specific retail people are going to be compared to other people within the industry, okay, you need to go to him. And so with that, I just kind of leave you with the idea of taking whatever unique selling proposition you already have, working it down, bringing it into something that is specifically just you. And nobody else will be able to solve this problem except you. And then it's use that to expand into, well, pretty much anything that you can automate. Thank you.